Guys, do you know that Nebraska is bleeding jobs? And not just a few. We are talking about 5-year unemployment high that's hitting rural communities like a freight train. Whole community alone has seen unemployment explode from 2.9% to around 4.8%. That's not just a typo. That's a community in crisis. Tyson Foods layoffs, manufacturing plants shutting down, farming families watching their livelihoods evaporate. 4,000 jobs gone in a single month. And guys, here's the kicker. Critics are calling this self-inflicted damage. They are saying Nebraska voters chose the policies that are now crushing their own communities.
Whoa! Wow! Nebraska unemployment claims spike 177% following Tyson Foods beef plant layoffs. Yeah. So Nebraska, I'm just asking. How did the whole voting for Trump thing work out? Yeah, we tried to tell you. We tried to warn you. And now look where you're at. But the really sad part about all of this is that when elections come up, you're still going to vote for Republicans because that's what you do. And you keep doing really poorly. I mean, Nebraska, really poor, bad state. I mean, you guys have been struggling for decades. And you keep voting Republican. I don't know. Maybe try something different. Just a wild suggestion. Just a crazy wild suggestion. Oh boy.
All right, keeping in line with the mass layoffs that are happening in 2026, Nebraska is experiencing a 5-year high in unemployment. You heard me correctly. Nebraska, a 5-year high in unemployment. That would bring you back around Trump's last year in his first term. If you did not know, Nebraska voted red. Nebraska voted for Republicans and for this administration. This is a little bit of an FAFO for Nebraska. If you didn't know, their farmers are suffering, manufacturing is suffering. A lot of stuff in these rural areas have been affected by Republican policies. So yes, they sort of voted against themselves. And ironically, a lot of them still double down in my comments defending this current administration, even though it's been in office for over 1 year. Also, 60% of companies plan on laying off in 2026. So expect unemployment to go up for Nebraska and every other state in the United States of America. In January, we lost over 600,000 jobs already. Warning, warning, warning. Please do the best that you can to get your finances in order. Do not spend money. Drop a comment and follow for more.
Nebraska going into bankruptcy because of self-inflicted damage. They were team firing over here, saying, you know what, everybody pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Our ideology is nobody should get anything that they don't deserve. Now they want a bailout. They're asking for socialism. Socialism bad until I need socialism. Get the fuck out of here.
So Trump keeps saying the economy is roaring. We have the best economy. Everything is great. But in reality, January had the largest number of U.S. company layoffs since January of the Great Recession, and a threefold amount of layoffs from January of last year. This is not a great economy when you're having that many layoffs. There were 108,435 job cuts in January based on the data that was available Thursday. And it's looking like there's going to be more because we already know the Washington Post conducted mass layoffs and other companies are expected to do it this month as well. Now in January, many of the layoffs were due to Amazon and UPS, and a lot of those might have just been holiday hires, but there's still more layoffs happening to have a number that high.
Hi everyone, today is Thursday, February 5th, and today outplacement firm Challenger Gray and Christmas reported layoffs for January, and it was not good news. The firm reported that layoffs surged by 118% versus last year to 108,435 layoffs announced. This is up over 200% versus December and the highest level for any January since 2009 at the height of the global financial crisis. It is important to note that this is lower than the 600,000 in layoffs that the Economic Times reported last week, and there are a couple of reasons for that. Experts have indicated that the higher number may include WARN filings, which are advance notices that are required for any employers with more than 100 employees. Nonetheless, this new report does corroborate the fact that we are seeing a significant surge in layoffs in January. Also reported today was the JOLTS job report for December, and it indicated that job openings fell sharply in December. Total job openings fell to 6.54 million, and this is down 386,000 versus openings in November. And available job openings have now fallen by more than 900,000 versus October, and they are at the lowest level since September of 2020. And the ratio of jobs to job seekers is now 0.87 to 1, meaning there is not a job available for everyone that's looking for one. And my 2 cents is that we have shifted from what was described last fall as a no hire, no fire environment to one in which the second part of that equation is accelerating. And this tells us that any company that is laying off this early in the year knew full well of their plans as they were closing out 2025. And this tells us businesses are even less optimistic about 2026.
You know, if you know anything about Nebraska, our unemployment rate is historically low. It doesn't affect us most of the time because most of our jobs are pretty stable. But we lost 4,000 jobs, and the biggest county hit is Hall County. Hall County is now at a 4.8% unemployment rate, which is pretty high for this state because we generally linger around the 3%. The entire state is around 2.8% generally, but we're now up to 3.3%. Lincoln, Lancaster County, jumped from 2.8% to 3.1%. Those are just some of the bigger jumps that I could see on the chart. They really highlighted Hall County because Hall County had the biggest jump at 4.8%. They went from like 2.9% to 4.8%, so the biggest losses were in Hall County. But yeah, we're seeing some unemployment based upon, the trends of the economy and things that are going on in our state. So Nebraska's unemployment is rising. I'm interested to see what's going to happen in July, but this came out today on our news stations, and it came from 1011, and I did background check it, and it is true. According to Nebraska statistics, that is true. We are up in unemployment. So Nebraska, we are being hit by these economic times, policies, etc., from our current administration.
Now, let's talk about numbers because they are absolutely devastating. Hall County didn't just see, a slight uptick in unemployment. They went from 2.9% to 4.8%. That is the biggest jump in the entire state. And if you know Nebraska, you know Hall County. That is where Grand Island sits. That is Tyson Foods territory. That's beef processing manufacturing, the backbone of rural employment. Statewide, Nebraska hit 3.3% unemployment. Now, for most states, that might sound, manageable. But for Nebraska, that's a 5-year high. This is a state that prides itself on stability, low unemployment, steady work, blue-collar reliability. That reputation is crumbling. In June alone, Nebraska lost 4,000. It lost 4,000 jobs. 4,000 families suddenly wondering how they are going to pay the mortgage. 4,000 workers who, showed up, did their jobs, and got handed layoff notice. And this isn't isolated to Nebraska. Nationally, we are seeing a trend where 60% of companies are planning layoffs in 2026. Nationally, we are seeing a trend where 60% of companies are laying off They are laying off people. January alone, we saw over 100,000 jobs disappear across America. Manufacturing is getting hammered. Farming is struggling, and rural communities, the ones that depend on this industry, they are taking the hardest hits. Here's where it gets politically messy. Critics are pointing fingers directly at, Republican policies. They are saying the current administration's economic approach has specifically devastated manufacturing and farming. And the irony, Nebraska is deeply red state. These are the communities that overwhelmingly supported the very politicians whose policies are now being blamed for their economic collapse. One analysis called it self-inflicted damage, given by an ideology of extreme self-reliance. The same communities that rejected government intervention are now reportedly seeking bailouts. The same voters who championed bootstraps economics are now facing bankruptcy. Lancaster County, where Lincoln sits, also saw increases, going from 2.8% to 3.1%. But that's not compared to whole counties' spike. The rural-urban divide in economic pain is stark. Manufacturing towns are hemorrhaging jobs, while service sector, they see gentler increases. This is the reality. Nebraska's economic foundation is shaking, and the people who built that foundation with their own hands are the ones watching it crumble. So here's the question that nobody wants to ask this. How did we get here? According to critics, this is a direct result of federal economic policies under the current Republican administration. We are talking about trade policies, manufacturing regulations, agricultural subsidies, tariffs, all the levels of economic policy that was supposed to strengthen American industry. Instead, in Nebraska, we are seeing the very opposite. Manufacturing is suffering. Farming is suffering. These aren't abstract economic sectors. These are the people's lives. When a beef plant shuts down or scales back operations, entire towns feel it. The grocery stores lose customers. The gas stations see less traffic. The local diner struggles to stay open. It's a domino effect that devastates rural economies. And here's what makes this particularly painful. These communities believed in the promises they were given. They were told that deregulation would bring jobs, that tax cuts would strengthen businesses, that protectionist policies would revive American manufacturing. They voted accordingly. They showed up at the polls and chose the candidates who championed these policies. But now, those same voters are filing unemployment claims at rates Nebraska hasn't seen in 5 years. Critics are calling this find out moment, as in mess around and find out. Nebraska messed around with extreme free market policies and anti-government ideology. Now they are finding out what happens when those policies they actually get implemented and the economic safety nets get stripped away. There is a deep irony here. Nebraska has historically been a state that values independence, self-reliance, the idea that government should stay out of people's business. But when the economy tanks and jobs disappears, suddenly that ideology looks different. Suddenly the idea of a bailout doesn't sound so bad. Suddenly government intervention seems necessary. But by then the damage is done. 4,000 jobs lost in 1 month. Unemployment at a 5-year high. Families facing foreclosure. Small businesses closing. Manufacturing plants going dark. And it's not just Nebraska. This is a story, playing out across rural America. From Iowa to Kansas to, the Dakotas, manufacturing and farming communities that went all in on, certain economic policies are now dealing with consequences. 60% of the companies planning layoffs. Over 600,000 jobs lost nationally in January alone. The question moving forward is, what happens next? Does Nebraska double down on the same policies and hope things turn around? Do they start demanding the government intervention they, previously rejected? Do voters reconsider their, choices, or do they blame external factors and stay the course? One thing is certain here. The people paying the price aren't the politicians or the policy makers. It's the factory workers, the farmers, the families in Hall County watching the unemployment rate nearly double. These are the people who, work hard, play by the rules, and believed the system would reward them for it. Instead, they got pink slips and warning that more layoffs are coming. This is a cautionary tale about ideology versus reality, about campaign promises versus economic outcomes, about what happens when political identity becomes more important than economic self-interest. Nebraska is facing a reckoning, and the rest of the America is watching closely. Why? Because what happens there could easily happen anywhere else. These aren't just statistics. These are warnings. These are real communities struggling to survive in an economy that has left them behind. So pay attention to Nebraska, guys. Pay attention to Hallway. Pay attention to those unemployment numbers. Why? Because if the critics are right, this is just the beginning. If the voters don't learn from this, they'll keep making the same choices and getting the same devastating results. That is the reality. That is the story. And that is why this matters far beyond Nebraska's borders. Anyway, guys, I need to hear from you. Drop your comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye-bye.